I'm in Idyllwild, a very small town in the California mountains that's beautiful, full of creative people, full of cabins, full of trees, and full of thrift stores. What? So I decided to go thrifting in Idyllwild for the second time. Would you like to see what I found?
Store 1 is this wicked community church thrift store called Bargain Barn. Amazing prices, and it has a full selection of everything. I'm utterly obsessed with this blue top. It's got a vintage Japanese vibe to it. How cute is this lilac top with flowers on it? How classic are these brown leather low heels? I kind of regret leaving these. They had yarn too, but unfortunately it was all acrylic, so I did leave it. We also brought Luna with us to the mountains, which is a little unhinged, but she absolutely loved it. She just loved this cabin we found that had this stairwell. She made it her home. Plus, yes, we have leash trained her. It's very cute. This is super cool because they've taken a house on the main street and just converted it into a multi-level thrift store. So you have lounge and decorative goods in the lounge area, and then you have kitchen goods in the kitchen area, and then you have wardrobe and blankets and craft things upstairs in the bedrooms. I fell in love with this St. John's cropped jacket, and I didn't get it because I don't really wear a lot of purple, plus it's on the very expensive side. Look at these vintage crafts. I'm absolutely obsessed. My nails match the tea kettle. I can't get over it. Yarn, more yarn. There was wool, but they were sold in a set, so I left it for someone else. Store 5 is Ephemera. This store is incredible. Every surface has been covered in some sort of art piece. Look at this fuzzy red sweater and look at its square neckline. It's just so cool. Ugh, I also really love this blue and white striped apron dress. I do kind of want to sew one myself. Does anyone have a sewing pattern for this? This is so cool. It's very 90s, very New Zealand of me, but I don't know, there's just something so fun about them. Store 6 is called Stoplight, and it's definitely worth going to. There's definitely things on the very pricey side, but there's things that are super affordable. It's quite fun to wander through because there's always seems to be another corner you can go around. Okay, a pink lily vase. Flower in flower vase. Need I say more? How pretty are these shoes? They're so elegant with the pointed toe. Ah. Here is live footage of me starting to crash. I love these beaded necklaces. My mum has a bunch from the 90s or 80s that I think she got when she lived in Bolivia, but I just find them very nostalgic. Are these clown bookends not everything? Big, brass, cool, funky, weird. Store 7 was Bubba's Books, and you have to visit simply because the old gentleman who owns it is lovely. Fried green tomatoes played on television in New Zealand non-stop. So seeing this was really cool. It's so beautiful and so serene. Lots of bugs. There's a woodpecker, a wood pigeon. I assume there's wood pigeons here if we were in New Zealand, but we're not. Anyway, the town is beautiful. The town is lovely. There's so many things to do other than thrifting as well. There's obviously lots of hiking. I've walked up and down to the town and I walked up and down the street, but I haven't gone hiking because my husband's working. And I am not prepared for rattlesnakes. I don't really want to go on a hike where I might come across rattlesnakes by myself.
So anyway, the first store I went to was the church thrift shop, which is amazing. I highly recommend. I'd say that's the only proper thrift store in the area. A lot of the stuff is more like vintage, and then there's all types of price points. I got in like 30 minutes before they closed. So I did kind of do a mad dash. So if you are coming to thrift, don't be like me and actually put it into your schedule when they're open. They also have like a furniture part, which I didn't even walk through. I just didn't have time, and we don't really need any furniture at the moment, so whatever. But I got this. Their tops were $3, which I think this is a steal for $3. I'm really into tying shirts at the moment. I mean, I've been into that for years, but I'm trying to be very deliberate with making sure things fit really well and are things I would wear tomorrow, very easy to fit into my wardrobe. It's just a cute green blouse that's going to be very easy to wear. And bright green looks quite good on me because I have high contrast features. So I'm trying to wear more bright colors. And then I feel like I found lilac floral tops in every type of fabric now thrifting. I don't know why I like it so much. I just love the little flowers. I love the lilac. Is it a great color on me? Who cares? Who cares? And $3. And then the last top, which actually is probably my most exciting clothing purchase, it has got shoulder pads. I love the fabric. It's that really soft vintage cotton. It's from Tapestry. I just love that you've kind of got like Hawaiian Pacific flowers mixed with kind of like a leopard print. And then you've also got these. I'm seriously very excited about this one. So those are the 3 tops I bought. And then the only other item of clothing I got is this jacket. It's Liz Claiborne, size large. I didn't realize it was $20 until I got to the register. I thought it was gonna be like $5. Then I got committed to it. Then I really wanted it because I was like, oh, this will be so handy. So I paid the 20 bucks. Would I pay $20 for this in the future? I don't know. The reason I got it as well is it's just a really practical sports jacket going into winter for walks, going to pickleball, that sort of thing. I just kind of need more sports jackets. They also had like these beautiful London Fog coats, which I was so tempted, but I just thrifted a London Fog camel coat a week or 2 ago in Long Beach, and it's amazing. And so I was like, I don't need it. And I also have a mint green London Fog raincoat, which I love. And I live in Southern California, so no, I'm not allowed them. So anyway, so it was the first store I went to. And then I went to the Owl Antique shop. But that was really cool. It was a whole house that they had turned into a store. It was so cool. And the people were lovely. And it was just like, what a creative way to make a store in kind of this more cabiny town. And I did get 2 things from there. So the first thing, it is a stitchery kit, but it's a light switch cover. I don't know if I'm gonna use it as a light switch cover, but I'm gonna make this cute little pattern, this little tomato with needles in it. I'm gonna make it and then I'm gonna see what I wanna do with it. I might put it in like a little frame, I think could be really cute. Or I was thinking about actually just making a thing that you stick needles into. Also, should I make a video of me doing this vintage craft? Because I feel like either the instructions are going to be amazing or a nightmare. And this was 10 bucks. And then the other thing I got, which I saw right on the way out, isn't it so cute? I spent $20 on it and I have 0 regrets. I'm thinking it will be really cool on a blazer or like a denim jacket. I think could be really cool having it on the lapel and just like when you walk around, just having the little tails going. I think also obviously it would look cool on a bag, or I could potentially turn it into a necklace, but I feel like I'd want it higher up. Some ASMR. And then I tried to pop into another vintage store which was closed, called As Is. Looks really cool. Definitely go to it if you come here. And then I went to another little thrift store called Juliet, which was very cute, just a hole in the wall. And then I went to Ephemeral. I'm gonna call it Ephemeral. I went to that store last time I was in Idyllwild. I was more prepared this time because it is a more expensive vintage store, but everything in there is incredible. Unfortunately, I tried on 2 things, and this dress that I fell in love with, it was so beautiful, so perfect. It didn't fit me. It was so small. The waist was correct, but the shoulders were teeny tiny. Honestly, I'm like, do I try to make it myself? I would have liked it to be a tad longer actually. So maybe that's what I would do. Longer or shorter. And then there was also this very cool like apron-y dress, but it was $54. And for me, that would just be like a round the house dress, like a dress that I would just pull on when I get up in the morning so that I'm not nude and I don't freak out the neighbors. It was just cool. It was just different. I think that's what I get so obsessed with vintage, is that it's not just that you find bargains, which is great, but I really do like curated vintage stores as well, because you're finding things that simply don't exist, designs that are too expensive to make now. I tend to have a lot more luck with vintage clothes than I do modern clothes for my body shape, but you also just get stuff that you're like, who thought of this? This is so cool. This is so creative. And that's one of those dresses. And then I went to another store I visited before called Stoplight. And that's a really great store. Last time I had a lot of luck. I remember getting some bags from there, maybe something else. But this time I found this. It's so cute. It's from the 70s. It's just a glass lily vase. Do I need this? No. But it's so cute. $22, but it is a beautiful glass vase. So screw it. Oh, it's a little chipped. I didn't notice that. Oh well, clearly not noticeable. Anyway, it's a very cool store. You do have to hunt. They had some amazing cowboy boots. Oh, actually the other thing I'm still kind of thinking about is they had this set of pottery that was just beautiful. It was like shades of brown and taupe, like a brown rim, but it's so modern. But I might show the footage to my husband because we have to agree. This doesn't count, but we have to agree on household stuff. And I don't know if he'll be into it, but he might be. And then the last store I went to is my favorite because there's this lovely guy who runs it called Steve. He's an older gentleman and he's just really delightful. When we were here like 2-3 years ago, I had a wonderful chat with him. I had a wonderful chat with him today. So if you're in Idyllwild and you're gonna stop at one store, go visit Steve's store and buy a book. He has other stuff, but his book collection is great. So I highly recommend that. Something's making creepy sounds. Creepy. But anyway, this is the book I got, Agatha Christie, and look how beautiful this cover is. Last time I think I got some thriller, some like police detective ones. I love a detective story. And yeah, that was my thrifting in Idyllwild. That was a mosquito, so I think that is my sign to go inside. Goodbye.